Good evening, beautiful people. Let's talk about what's going to be happening in 6 to 7 days now when we have a celebration for Charles Vallow. But before we go ahead and do that, I want to read to you a letter, or it's not a letter, it's a um, article in the Idaho News where Charles Vallow's first wife, the wife of his two sons, talks about what was going on and what a great guy that Charles was. So here we go, everybody. Cheryl Wheeler will never forget how she found out her ex-husband, Charles Vallow, was dead. It was July 2019, and Cheryl was in her Austin, Texas home when her 24-year-old son, whose father is Charles, walked into the room. He had just literally received a text from Lori, Charles's wife, saying his dad was dead. Cheryl tells the EastIdahoNews.com. We were shocked. He tried calling her back. He tried texting, but she would not answer. Text messages obtained by Justin Lum of Fox 10 Phoenix show what Lori allegedly sent to Charles' son. Hi, boys. I have very sad news. Your dad passed away yesterday morning. I'm working on making arrangements, and I'll keep you informed with what's going on. I'm still now sure how to handle things. It must have meant I am still not sure how to handle things. Just want you to know that I love you, and so did your dad. The first message read. A group text chain shows Lori was asked multiple questions about Charles's death, but her responses were vague, did not provide answers, and Cheryl went online for help. I checked the medical examiner's webpage and found Charles had been killed the day before, and they had it classified as a homicide, Cheryl recalls. We further Googled and saw all of the news reports out of Chandler. We found that Alex Cox, Lori's brother, had shot him. Cheryl has closely followed the bizarre events surrounding her ex-husband's wife, Lori Vallow Daybell, and her new husband, Chad Daybell, for several months. She has not spoken publicly until now and says she's doing so to raise awareness that her son's half-brother, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow, and Lori's daughter, 17-year-old Tylee Ryan, are still missing. Meeting Charles. Cheryl and Charles met through mutual friends in 1991. They were living in Austin and were married within a year. He was very charming and always dressed very nicely. He's definitely a salesman, Cheryl says. He helped me a lot, and he helped a lot of people, and he had a lot of good friends. He came from a big family who was very close. And here was the interesting guy from Louisiana that ended up in Austin. The couple was married 12 years and had 2 sons. Boys adored their father, and Charles was nicknamed the Disneyland Dad because he was so much fun. He would take them fishing and to campouts and Boy Scouts and just loved doing all that, Cheryl recalls. Charles was an athlete, but my boys were not into baseball or football. They did rowing and soccer, and he was very, very supportive of their activities. Cheryl and Charles divorced in 2003. Cheryl remarried, and in 2006, Charles married Lori Ryan in Las Vegas. She had previously been married to Joseph Ryan, and they had Tylee together. They divorced in 2004, and Joseph died of an apparent heart attack in April of 2018. Meeting Lori. Charles was raised Catholic, but converted to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints after meeting Lori, a lifetime Latter-day Saint. Well, that's to be determined. Cheryl remembers first meeting her at a son's baseball game and thinking she was a nice woman. We were sitting next to each other, and she looked at me and said, "You probably think I'm an idiot because I'm with your ex-husband," Cheryl says. I found that very funny. But that was the only pleasant moment we ever had in all of these years. The woman had little interaction, although Cheryl and her husband shared custody of the two boys with Charles and Lori. The boys would spend weekends, summers, and alternating holidays with their dad while remaining with their mom the rest of the time. A year after Charles and Lori got married, Cheryl became concerned about Lori's mental status. She just seemed off. There was a lot of strange goings on at their home, to the point that a judge ordered cameras to be put in their home to protect the children, Cheryl recalls. Nothing suspicious or criminal was ever found on the video footage, Cheryl said, but she said something wasn't right with Lori. During child custody hearings, Cheryl says Lori seemed to enjoy being in court and all of the drama surrounding it. Lori was also in a custody battle with Joseph Ryan, and it was so intertwined that the judge combined our cases all together in the courtroom, Cheryl recalls. It was quite odd, but she loved it. That's when I learned that she doesn't do what she's told to do if she doesn't want to. I saw a lot in court. After Cheryl and her husband spent thousands of dollars in the custody dispute, they were perplexed when Charles and Lori announced they were moving to Arizona. Arizona, Hawaii, and JJ. Despite the move, Cheryl's sons continued to spend summers with their father and his wife, but the circumstances were unusual. The way they would describe it is that Dad went to work and Lori would leave. She has never had a job that I've known of other than being a hairdresser before they married, but she would leave and go be with her family and do other things, Cheryl says. Cheryl's sons were in the home with Tylee and Colby Ryan, Lori's son from her third husband, William Lagolia. In 2014, Charles and Lori adopted Joshua J.J. Vallow from a family member, and Cheryl's kids love spending time with their new half-brother. My boys adored him. They have funny stories and funny videos with him. He is their brother, she says. Social media posts indicate that sometimes in 2014, Charles and Lori moved to the island of Kauai in Hawaii. The couple operated a small juice business on the island, according to business records. They moved back to Arizona between 2016 and 2017. When they returned, Charles spent thousands of dollars getting a property trained service dog. Properly trained service dog for JJ, who has autism. Bailey is a Labradoodle, became JJ's best friend, and Cheryl's sons love spending time with their stepbrother and his dog. 3 weeks after Charles was killed, Lori put the dog up for sale. She listed it for $2,500, and it was so shocking because Bailey was such an important part of JJ's life. Cheryl says, fortunately, the trainer saw the listing and told Lori she had to give it back to the rescue group. They were able to take him back and rehome the dog to another special needs boy. Divorce and death. Charles filed for divorce from Lori in February of 2019. In court documents obtained by Fox 10 Phoenix, he claimed she viewed herself as a god, preparing for the second coming of Christ. Charles said Lori would kill him if he got in her way of performing that mission. Charles was a very religious man, and faith is a big thing for him, Cheryl says. For him to say things got that weird means it was weird, beyond what any of us would know. Otherwise, he would have probably jumped right in and gone along with it. During divorce proceedings, Lori disappeared in February for nearly 2 months and took Tylee to Hawaii. They stayed at the Kauai Beach Resort, the same hotel where she and Chad Daybell were stopped January 26, and served search warrants. Charles ended up stopping divorce proceedings and tried to work things out with Lori. Months later, on July 11th, the Chandler Police Department were called after Alex Cox, Lori's brother, shot and killed Charles. Although police are still investigating, detectives initially ruled the shooting as self-defense, as Alex claimed Charles had hit him with a bat. Charles was a semi-pro baseball player. If he had hit Alex in the head with a bat, he would be dead. But Charles was not a violent person, Cheryl says. We were married and divorced, and not one time, not 1 second, was he ever physically threatening to me. There are no police records of domestic violence calls between him and Lori, so to say it was self-defense because he was violent is just not who he was. Alex waited 5 minutes to call the police, Cheryl said, and the landlord reports that later in the day a pool party was held at Lori's house. It was so loud, neighbors could reportedly hear it. After Cheryl learned how Charles died, she tried to find funeral information so her sons could honor their father. Lori's family scheduled no funeral services. Nothing, Cheryl says. The Vallow family put together a memorial, and Lori sent all of Charles' ashes. Kay and Larry, JJ's grandparents, begged Lori to have JJ there, but she didn't let him go to his own dad's funeral. They didn't even have an obituary. Cheryl believes Charles' death was 100% planned and says her ex-husband told people that if something happened to him, Lori was behind it. Since he was shot 7 months ago, Cheryl and her sons have not heard from anybody in Lori's family. They basically grew up with my boys. It is really odd, and I hurt for my son's feelings. I had to explain this is not normal. Family embraces each other and reaches out. No one did and has not to this day, Cheryl says. The investigation. After Alex died December 12th at the age of 52, before that, he was married 10 days before his death, and an autopsy is currently underway to determine how he died. Cheryl believes he was poisoned. She also thinks Tammy Daybell, Chad's first wife, was poisoned in her Salem home in October. Fremont County Sheriff Len Humphreys says his office is awaiting results from her autopsy and the cause of death has not been determined. Cheryl did not know JJ and Tylee were missing until news reports began circulating in December. She says the complicated twists and turns of this case have given her family little time to mourn. It comes in waves. We think it can't get any weirder, and then we have a phone call, she says. I think we're numb from November to January. We can't make this stuff up. Cheryl and her family hope JJ are still alive and Tylee are still alive and wants everyone to know that Charles was a good man, a kind man who got tied up with an evil woman. He was a loving person and a father and a friend. He was always looking out for JJ's protection. I know autism is difficult for him to leave that type of patience, and for him to have that type of patience is just extraordinary, Cheryl says. He was a very, very kind person. I just wish Lori would have divorced and not had him killed. It's a huge loss for the family, the friends, and the kids. So there you have it, people. There's his ex-wife's opinion of what Charles Vallow was really like. I mean, can you get any more? Vallow was really. You can't get any more of a description of a man that really cared about his children. You know, I mean, how can you say anything different about him? His own ex-wife says that he was a dear, that he was a kind man, a pleasant man, a good father, a patient man. So let's talk about what this celebration is going to look like, because today's July 3rd, and of course tomorrow's the holiday. So happy 4th of July, everybody. But right now, I didn't realize you got a black screen. I'm sorry. I didn't take I'm sorry. I didn't take the tab off the, you're going to see that. I didn't take the tab off the lens. So you're just seeing black. Well, that shouldn't have been. Now the lights are on for Charles Vallow. Can you see? There's one candle there, and there's lights on the riverway, on the canal. Those are all lights for Charles Vallow, because we know that he was a great man, and there's no way whatsoever that he should have ended up where he did. So for you guys, I can't see a chat as usual. Let me look. I'm gonna go black for a second. There is a chat. Great. Guys, I'm gonna see if I can find the chat so I can see what you're saying. But I really want to use this as a working session to really put together what our celebration on July 11th. It's going to be a celebration of life for Charles Vallow, as you well know. If there's new people that weren't in the last couple of chats that we have had in the last few days, we have been talking about ways to celebrate and honor Charles Vallow. And if I can put a light on here, I will tell you. So some of the things that we have talked about is at some point we'll have a minute of silence and a prayer, for Charles. And some people offered to write poems. So if you're one to write poems or anything, I hope you can start seeing some fireworks. I see some fireworks in the distance. Others want to talk about how he was such a stand-up guy, because that was Tylee's word. When the women were damning Charles, Tylee stood up for him, and she said, he's really just a stand-up guy. And those were earnest words. She wasn't saying those for the sake of her mother in the police room. Someone mentioned hopefully that maybe a family member or more could come on for a few minutes on July 11th and talk about him as the person that he was, and have maybe Colby could talk about what a great father, because I know that Colby had a lot of esteem for Charles Vallow, that he thought the world of Charles, and he was very proud that finally his mother had settled down with a normal person so that he could spend his teenage years with consistency and attention that he had never got prior to Charles. He made it very clear that without Charles in their life, it was always chaos, and it was always moving from town to town, from state to state. So let me see if I can find your, I'm going to see if I can find, no, okay, I know why. I'm going to find what you're saying. So I hope everyone's having a good Friday night. And look at the picture, if you can see it, the thumbnail that I put on for Charles. It was Charles holding JJ, I believe. I'm not sure if it is JJ, but it's a little tiny, beautiful baby with a little white baby cap on. And Charles is looking down on him and smiling. That's the thumbnail I put on. I thought it was appropriate because everyone says he was such a good father. Not only a good father, but a good person. And here I see alive, and if I can get... Now I need to find out how I get the talk, how I get the chat. Guys, bear with me. I'm looking for the chat. But anyways, I wanted to update you too that even though the new charges on Lori Vallow have less of a sentence, than the old charges. I'm thinking and I'm hoping that that only means is they're on their way to put new charges on her. That they're going to be doing something to put new charges on Lori. Because why would they take off charges that had longer sentences and put charges on her with less sentence? I don't know how to find a chat. Guys, I'm so inept when it comes to this stuff. Can you tell me how to find it? No, because I can't see it. How could you tell me how to find the chat? I don't know if you can hear the fireworks, but we got some fireworks nearby. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh, noodles. How come I can't see chat? I'm so sorry, guys. I see that you're there and I'm not seeing the chat. So how can I talk to you if I can't? I mean, I've talked to you, but yes, I'm hoping that you're writing either in the chat or preferably in the comments what ways we can celebrate Charles. Now, listen, this is what I was thinking. I wanted to contact Phoenix, Arizona, like the mayor or the alderman or whatever they have for the head man in Phoenix area, and ask if they could do a Charles Vallow Day for Phoenix area. But then I thought about it. It's still listed as self-defense. So I don't know how the authorities will take being asked to honor someone when the death hasn't been claimed as a murder. It's been claimed as a self-defense by that Alex Cox was in danger. So that's, oh, I see. Great, guys. I see the chat finally. Oh, the old grandmother finally got it together. Hello, I wish Lori would get charged for his murder. They need to open that back up and change that. Yes, Jan thought good. Yes, that's the problem. Is I've had, you don't know my ideas. Hi, Sarah Adams. Glad you're here. Rebel Rose. Hello, Rebel. Dee Dee Roberts. Crystal Harmony. And Drowsy Doll. She's still up. She's still up. She was up in the middle of the night when I did my last live. Drowsy Doll. That's why you have that name. You never go to sleep. So, anyways, the thing I was saying was I wanted to have the town or even the state of Arizona where he got killed honor him. But how can I ask them to honor someone who looks like, on paper, it looks like it's self-defense? And like one of you said, that shouldn't be there. But how do we get that taken off until they charge somebody? Thank you, Niall. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Sarah again. Yes, let me go back now that I finally get the chat. I don't know how I did it. I finally can see a chat. Oh, from Oregon. How nice of the ex-wife to be open with everyone about their loved ones. Yes, Ma. Hannah, boy, I'd say. She didn't want anyone to believe he was capable of violence. And also, she didn't want her sons to think for a second that their flesh and blood, who was so well regarded, could have the last moments of his life changed. She wanted to make sure they knew that they felt in their hearts that their father was still the good man that he was minutes before they made up this Malacca. Because as we've said before, it's all Malacca. That's all made up. That Summer Shiftlet says she sent him over. She sent Alex Cox over. I have such disdain for the Coxes. The Janice Cox, because what she said about JJ, having that conversation when we all know he was dead, and Summer Shiftlet for sending over Alex Cox but we know that's all a farce. We know that they all chit-chatted and got their story together. Amy says, Mr. Vallow, JJ and Tylee and Tammy all deserve your kindness as well as the rest of the world. Yes, and that's why July 11th, we cannot let it go by. It will be the first anniversary of his death. We cannot have Charles. I've said it from probably my first video. And again, thank you guys. I started really making videos a month ago yesterday. Like I had made a few before, but it's been just this last month. And I have well over 1,500 subscribers, which I deem miraculous. And it's all because of you guys. But to get off me, yes, Mr. Vallow needs the rest of the world to honor him. And we have to use it also to honor all men that have been domestically killed. Because this is the epitome. This is the rawest form of domestic violence. When you get killed. I know that they say that domestic violence is bad when it's emotional and psychological abuse, and I understand that. But to take someone's life, obviously, is the epitome of domestic violence, and I am so sad that the news hasn't labeled it once as that. The only one that I know of is me, and I'm not patting myself on the shoulder or anything. It's nothing to be proud of, but what I am telling you is I have never heard it framed as domestic violence. And that's what it was, in my opinion. Surely domestic violence. Thank you for hitting the like. Oh, we were talking, Crystal. Oh, what are you guys waiting for? I get it. I'm a little slow. 33 thumbs up, hit the like button. That's what they say. Hit the like button for Charles, or hit the unlike button. Hit the dislike button. Doesn't matter, up or down. But for Charles, give Charles the thumbs up, not Grammy here. Give Charles. He's the one that had the worst kind of domestic violence, and this world doesn't recognize it as domestic violence. They are still calling it a death by what was the official outcome? What did they say? It was self-defense, right? self-defense, my coolie. Right. So yes, guys, we need to have, oh, I hope you see, keep your eyes peeled every once in a while. I got it on accident. I got it the camera directed where there's little tiny fireworks coming above the trees. So where you see the top lights, look right in there and you'll see every once in a while some fireworks, some color. Yeah, yeah. Victim blaming at its finest. Yes, human animal. Yes, you're right. That's a good way to put it. Victim blaming at its finest when they do the reverse psychology. Yes, it is, my Hannah. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hi, Kat. It's shocking. My hat. Yes, yes. Like I said before, not to pat myself on the shoulder, but damn, nobody has talked about this as domestic violence. She killed her children. She killed her husband. She killed her lover's wife. I mean, how much more domestic violence can we call this? Thank you, Sarah. Hi, Anthony. Lori hit Alex with the phone she stole from Charles. Alex was never hit with a bat. Of course. Of course. Yes, Crystal, I believe you're probably right. You said, I think that he sexually harassed that girl, Vanessa, and she was going to turn them in, so he killed her. Do you think so, Sarah? You think Chad had the propensity to be a batterer with Tammy, to be violent with Tammy? Yes, thank you, DJ. I will say I nailed it because that is what it is. She is a family annihilator. When they say cult mom, they can also put family annihilator. She annihilated her whole family. And even if she didn't kill Colby, she killed his spirit. She killed him in so many ways. Yes, and there's no question that there was help burying those kids, that they all threw the dirt on the kids. There's no question with the time constraints that they had with those FBI GPS pings, without question, they had to have them all there. They were all there. I can see Lori being the type to leave, like medicate JJ, like give him Benadryl at night and leave the house, leave him alone. There's no question in my mind. Of course, if she can kill a kid, she can drug a kid and leave him alone. Yes, Lori killed those precious kitties, only normality and safety. How? This is the biggest military base literally on Earth. They all should get the death penalty. That is, I'm against the death penalty. But in this case, it is so violent, so selfish, so greedy, that I think the only way out for them is to go on death row. Did you guys hear that the charges of abandonment have been dropped? Yes, I actually did a tiny video on it earlier, guys. So later on, you can take a look at it. It's a very short video. Also in that video, I talked about Janice Cox, they need to start going after their little fish. They definitely need to go. Hey, Rockin' Robin, haven't seen you for a little bit. I hope everyone has a great 4th. I'm just listening. I read some disturbing things about Charles Vallow, and it has my head spinning. No, Rockin' Robin, don't do this to us. What did you read? What did you read? Oh, hi, Cheryl Beckwith. You're new to the case or new to the channel? Everyone's new to my channel because I've only been on for just a month yesterday. Lori Daybell is the glue that kept the serial killing tight, like super glue. The ringleader, Foreman, yes. And at press conference, they tried to shiny object their way through it, and they invalidated her voice even in death. Okay, so true, Anthony. What did Lori one day will realize she's never going to see Hawaii again for the rest of her remaining life. Anthony, you always come out with these like really profound things I would never think of. You're right, though. That meant a lot to Lori having her little island. You know, all goddesses need islands. So, you know, with all her tropical fruits and all her servants and whoever else goddess have in their life. Yes, definitely Rebel Rose. She says she'll be on the serial killer list now, and family annihilator, and domestic violence list. She better be. Oh, great. Great, Cheryl. So you're brand new to this channel. Great. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome and welcome. I think there's a conversation that I can't read. So, anyways, I did read that. Any other thoughts about what we should do on July 11th? What kind of celebration? I'm going to go live. I know that. So keep that in your pocket. I'll go as live as much as I can on July 11th. You know, as much as humanly possible. I'll be on live and we'll be talking about Charles and we'll be showing pictures of Charles and the kids and everything. But is there anything else? I know that people said they're going to write poems and people are going to write some stories and stuff. Did you hear Mom basically had a heart attack? Who's Mom? Crystal. At Sarah. Oh, I get lost. Oh, gumshoegram@gmail.com. Just like my name, my YouTube name, gumshoegram@gmail.com. Oh, a Vanessa. Oh, she had a heart attack. No, you shouldn't be blocked. No one's blocked. The only one I deleted was a man that everyone was telling me he was a pervert. And you guys were right. He wrote something perverted. So I did something. I blocked him. So he can't come back. Well, we don't know if he is a man or a woman. You know, you can't tell, but it was a picture of a man. So no, you weren't blocked, Mark Patino. I don't know why. Hi, how are you doing? Don't understand why I'm blocked. Did you see the podcast link of Jason Mao, Melanie Gibb, and Lori Vallow? Hope all is well and hope to talk to you later. Oh, I haven't had time yet, but I know of it and I need to watch it. If it was a podcast from way back when, I did hear it. It was a long time ago, and it was with Melanie. Really, Lori, if it's the one I'm thinking of, Mark, and you can say yes or no, Lori really didn't have much to say in it. It was mostly Gib and Mao. Is that the one you're talking about? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. How old was the mother, Suzanne, to have the heart attack? Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes, I've heard that. But Lori didn't have much to say. I didn't think. At first, I had a hard time figuring out whose voice was whose. But finally, when I figured it out, I realized Lori wasn't saying too much. That was mostly Gib and Mao. They were fawning over Jason. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did recognize that. Yes, you're right. That they do that well, don't they, Mark? Hannah says, "Hey, I believe it. We lost our son. He was 25. I seriously thought I was going to have a heart attack. This is why I can't stand Lori. I lost my son and she kills hers. Evil lady." Oh, Hannah, it's sad for you and sad for JJ and sad for Tyler. Unforgivable, says Sarah Adams. Evil, evil, and evil. Yeah, monster. It's like a monster, crazy. It's like all the cartoon scary shows that people say. I remember little Bella would watch little Bella Watts, when her sister Cece would watch a show with Shanann, and little Bella would say, I'm scared, Mommy. And Shanann would say, no, it's not real. We can't say this. This is real. Oh, great. Is that good, Rebel Rose? Is that good? 70? Can you imagine the indescribable joy Charles must have experienced when he reunited with JJ? And yes, Dutch Reagan. Yes. Charles tried to save the children. He died doing it. He is a hero. I know we throw that word around. Hero has become empty nowadays because we call everyone a hero. I mean, but Charles Vallow is really a true hero. He was on his way. Hi, AB. I can't see the last. I can't even see the something 1210. I'm new with live chat. Sometimes don't know why I'm not able to chat here. Oh, you too? In other words, you can't chat either? Someone else just said that. I haven't blocked anyone, only one man that everybody was complaining about. 51 thumbs up, hit the like button and show Graham some love, says Rebel. Is Chad or Lori allowed to write a book while in prison? Jackie, I hope not. Well, one, they'll make sure they can't make money. That's number one. I know that for sure, that they will not allow them to make money. But they are going to be, they're going to have to pay people back. They're going to have to pay Tammy Daybell's insurance company back. They're paying for their defenses with Tammy's death money. Talking about egregious. Killing children, dismembering them, burning them, putting them in your backyard, and then taking Tammy's money and paying your attorneys. Yeah, you're right, Sarah. It's never going to happen if you're saying they'll never pay a penny back. Thanks, Rebel. Lori is bringing out a side of me I didn't know existed. I'd love to slap her good. I know. It's so funny because she brings out that anger, and same with, for me, it's Janice and Summer as well. Melanie Pulowski, I feel like shaking because it's like she's in a coma. Melanie Pulowski, who thinks Melanie had put the hit on Brandon? That's all a farce. That Brandon, that shooting at Brandon, she didn't know about till after. Yeah, a sober coma. Yes, that's what, Catherine, I heard, what's his name? Scott Reich from Crime Talk say that. He says that he thinks the murder charges are coming down the pike. I can't imagine murder charges won't be coming for both. I know. But of course we want them to be solid. We want them to have as much ammunition as they can. What would that name their book? How they did not get away with murdering people? Oh yeah, right, Anthony. How not to murder people. How not to say that they're zombies and tell people that they're zombies. Thank you, Crystal. Will they seize the assets for recovering some? I hope so, Kathy. Korub. I hope so. Yeah. Melanie Pulowski and Ian are horrible. I think they're intertwined, and I think they always have been. I can't believe I have an early morning live, and then I have a late night live, and Drowsy Doll is with me. Drowsy Doll, what's going on? You stay up 24/7? Yes, Anthony, I've heard about that. There's actually laws stating that you cannot profit off your criminal activity, and who would want to buy their book? Yeah, well, you get those strange fanatics, remember? You get strange fanatics that they adore him. Like Lori will get a boyfriend. Lori will get a boyfriend in jail. She might get married again in jail, waiting on death row. You know how that goes. Yeah, Chad will get a new girlfriend. The name will be Mike. Why would Chad's kids even move in? Yes, Hannah, the needs to scram and quick. It's crazy. And why hasn't that been like taped off? Like no access. I don't understand it. I always thought if there was murder investigations that they could tape it off and have hold of the premises. Am I Am I wrong, guys? Have I had the wrong idea all these years? I always thought that they tape and put all kinds of signs up saying keep out, and yes, the house is going to be seized. Seized because of lack of paying, because they still owe on it, right? Or seized because the police will seize it. But they should have already done that. Oh, Sarah. No, I said his new girlfriend in jail. Lori will get a new boyfriend, and Chad will get a new girlfriend. And his name will be Mike. Yeah, it's a prophecy, is right, Sarah. I was being a wise guy. We needed to laugh through the sad. Thank you all. Shannon Burgess Widow. Hello, Shannon. You cannot keep a person's business or residence indefinitely. You must be specific about what you're looking for, and you must get in and out in an extremely expeditious and reasonable. Yeah, that's what I thought, Catherine. So you just got a limited amount of time. What's killing you, Sarah? Killing me, New York? Maybe Lori will marry Letitia. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, they might transfer Letitia there. Yeah, Kat, how come those kids believed every word he said? I don't understand it. They always supported him, and these friends, they're still showing that there's friends saying there's still more stories to come. I know, Sarah. Melanie shouldn't be allowed to reproduce. Catch new girlfriend, actually going to be named Baba. It's going to be as new dad. Oh, yeah. You're saying Chad's going to have a new daddy, Anthony? Chad needs a... Oh. Oh, nice, Lisa. You got fireworks too? I think mine are gone now. Yeah, they had a mortgage on that house. I can't remember how much they owed, but they have a mortgage. Hey, I'll admit I have worried about my safety. I don't know them all. I can't keep my mouth shut. Well, what do you mean, Hannah, about your safety? Hey, Hawaiian barefoot moon gardener. So creepy that Melanie's due date the same day be like, I don't know what she wrote. Same day, the day Belgeddon. Oh. What is it, July 22nd or something? When is the due date, Hawaiian barefoot moon gardener? Oh my God, July Armageddon. Oh, okay. Yeah, wow. I did not know that. The property was used in committing crimes, murders, burying bodies, dismembering bodies. It's a crime scene. Needs to be seized by the state. Yeah, that's in a perfect world, Anthony. I'll bet Chad turned their property over to the daughter, and I hope that can't hold up. Yeah, they're so incestual. That family, I don't want to talk about the kids because I don't know yet. Are they still backing their father? Are they still believing all his baloney? Yeah, good night. Good night, Shannon. Melanie P's due date. Jeez, crow. Lori and Chad said they seen the future. Neither one of them seemed murder charges. Said be sitting in jail, can't afford bound, and they seen the future, all of us, and we knew where they were going. Yeah, selective visionaries. That's a good one. Yeah, visionaries, right. Visionaries. I have a vision that Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell are going to prison. That's my visionary expertise. We should try find out about Tammy's house and who owns what. Melanie G is just as cray-cray as one of them. How do you up and leave your husband and family to follow Chad, Alex, and Jason, and Melanie Boudreaux Pulowski is the next arrest? I feel so too, Mark. I really feel, I don't know what else Janice Cox has done other than lying about talking to JJ on October 1. And don't forget, remember this? Summer said that on September 24th, she had text communication with Tylee. Remember that? Because it was Tylee's birthday, and they both gave each other birthday wishes. Come on now, Summer. Texting Tylee. Tylee's been dead for weeks, but you're texting Tylee. Yes. Oh, yeah. That's why I'm wondering about the raccoon, Crystal. I'm wondering if they will find that Tylee was shot, because that was his cover. If that story is partially true, he said it to cover if someone heard a gunshot, if someone saw that the earth was disturbed. I just don't know how they could be so brazen in that open land. It wasn't like it was forest. Don't remember where I heard the due date. Isn't that something? Would they plan it that way? She very well might. Ian has gained weight. Melanie's cooking must be great to gain so much in a few. No, you know what it is, Hannah? He is so depressed. This is my idea. He is so depressed that he can barely move his eyes. His eyes move as slow as the turtles when they cross the road. Yeah, the money received after Tammy's murder, they went and blew almost 300,000. And you think so? Where'd you get that report, Anthony? We could have paid off the house that he murdered everyone in. I know, huh? I don't know what the hourly wage or hourly price for an attorney up in Idaho is. It's so different, from different areas. He said he got the raccoon with one shot this time. So we had a time before. Yeah, he's probably been killing a long time, DJ. That's good deduction, good reasoning this time. Oh yeah, 200,000 that they blew. Remember, Melanie Gibbs says Lori has no patience. She can't wait. So that must mean with the money too, that she can't um, keep it, like she can't be thrifty. Only if they're not in on it, Lisa Henderson. I still haven't gotten the message yet whether the children knew about the murders. So the jury's still out, in my opinion, whether the kids knew about any of the murders. The raccoon was a metaphor. He was actually killing and burning Tyler. Yes, Crystal. Yeah, we get it. We just, yeah, we get it. And he sunk himself by texting it to Tammy. He wanted to make sure if she saw that earth disturbed, that she, wouldn't question. Yeah. They did a wedding ceremony in the temple long before Tammy died. They had to for sex. Was sex in temple? How do you speak of in temple and perform this ritual not be noticed? Right. Oh, Lisa, you did your math. She says July birth would only be 8 months from the marriage. Ooh, interesting. What is she going to claim? She had it a month early? You're right, Lisa. If that's true, then they knew each other before. I don't believe a word that comes out of any their mouths. You can't believe them. Yes, but Hannah, she had told Charles or someone or Melanie Gibb that she was going to temple to have sex with Marana, however you say that, Maroni. I think I got it right the last time, Maroni, because she was such a goddess. It was her duty to go to temple and have sex with Maroni 3 times a day. I had heard that. So maybe Maroni had transformed into Chad. Great, Anthony. Melanie will go down for the attempted murder of her ex-husband. Thank you. We need these people off the streets. Moroni. Oh, Moroni. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mark. Moroni made me throw up in my mouth a little when I saw the staged Melanie Gibb interview where she looks up into the sky so pensively. Oh, I know, huh? Oh my God. They were sealed by Jason Moe. He decided he doesn't have that author's Moroni is dead, old. Yeah, but I think Charles had said it. I think Charles said she's so deranged. She's going to the temple every day to see Moroni. And then I thought it was Gibb that said she would go there to have that because of her, I don't know, godliness, that she had to have sex with Moroni 3 times a day. I'll have to find where I heard that. Oh, Teresa Clipper. So you think it was really true that she really had a conversation with JJ? But she showed the telephone bill. How can you be confused when the date of the call was the date she said? Court documents say Vallow. Yes, Anthony, there was no raccoon found in Pet Cemetery. Ha ha, Chad, you should have put one there, you dumb killer. That could be fake. Their bishop was that Gabe guy. Yes, that was with Charles that night when they went to the house. I love Graham. Thank you, Crystal. Right, exactly. But she circled it or something and said, I talked, this was my phone conversation to Rexburg. And in this conversation, I talked to JJ. He was running around in the background. Yeah. So there's, how can she get confused when it's in a bill? The raccoon had to have been tied. Yes, Lisa Henderson, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. It was Tylee. The police did a good job at identifying that. Yeah, I don't know, Teresa. I'd have to look again because they showed it on that 48 hours clip. So someone can go back. I will too. I'll go back to that 48 hours show, Teresa, and see if when they showed the bill, but I know that they had some of the calls, blacked out, redacted. So I'm not sure if we can even figure it out ourselves. Yes, she did say she talked to JJ on October 1, and she showed the date, and she showed that it was 97 minutes. I say that they had a lot to talk about because I believe Janice knew both kids were killed October 1. I believe that she knew those kids were no longer. You know why? Because she took off to Hawaii when her own daughter was sick. And Barry and Janice had given their blessings for Melanie Pulowski's mother, Stacy, to die. Instead of trying to help her, they let her die. Yes, Tylee died either the September 8th or the September 9th, and JJ died September 24th, I thought. Yes, I don't know where the children were, Lisa. Yes, and the neighbors and exactly. He couldn't talk on the phone if he was dead. Yeah, I know. The first time, huh? They left men with money for men with no money. Did you guys know that Brandon also had a million life? Yes, that's why they believe it was Melanie and Lori and Alex and Chad. They were just money hunting. They're money hunters, also known as grifters. Kendra Baumgarten said, correct, 97 minutes and didn't talk to her grandkids. What the, you know what? My mother would not talk to me that long without making sure her grandbabies got on the phone. Yeah, well, her grandbabies weren't alive. So she's a liar. She said she talked to him, but she couldn't. So you're right. You're right. That's a good way to think of it. How can you talk to your daughter for 97 minutes and not say hi to your grandchildren? $58 thumbs up. Is that real, Rebel Rose? Is that how many there is? Is there 58 thumbs up, or you're asking it to be? Agree, Lisa. They are money hungers. While we all would spend millions saving, yes, Shanian, yes, we would spend every last cent trying to save our children. Yep, it's a crime. It's worse than the mob because the mob doesn't kill their children. It's worse than mafia. It's worse than Charlie Manson's gang. Yes, they killed Sharon Tate's baby. So they were very wrong, but it wasn't a relative. It was not they're killing their relatives. Yes, Sarah, there was something very incestuous with Alex and Lori. There was something really weird between them. Yeah, it seems like the whole family, Kathy, was disjointed, that they didn't see each other much. They didn't even know people were married. The mother said, I didn't even know Alex was married. He dies, and she doesn't know he was married. Yes, they know the bad stuff, Kat. You're right. She knew what Lori had done. You're right. They only know the stuff that they can hide and be secretive about. Yeah, they claim they're close. They don't even know each other. Chad didn't know he was married either. Right, Kendra? Yeah, fruitcakes is right. So, guys, with 75 people in chat right now, it's late night. Any other suggestions about making? Now you can reverse, you can turn the ugly to beauty. Let's talk about Charles Vallow. And who was going to write me on here and tell me what was going around about Charles? Hey, I forgot about that at the beginning of this chat. Are you still there? What's going around about Charles? Has anyone heard? Well, I know he was cremated because I just read it in there, so I don't know what they did. Suzanne, you're asking that question. I just read at the beginning of this video, I read a letter or part of a letter from his ex-wife, which would be his two sons' mother, his first wife. Yeah, tell it. You're right, Sarah. Tell it, Rebel Rose. What you got to tell? I know, poor Charles. He seemed to be such a good man with a lovely soul. Yeah, and they claim he was very religious, that he really had a religious side to him. And, you know, before they dismembered her and burned her and buried her, being first-degree murder. Tylee Ryan last seen on September 8th in Yellowstone, and JJ was last seen on September 3rd when his mom told school that he would no longer be attending. Yes, Bambi. And I think I went, I'm not really sure, but I think I went to that night at Yellowstone, they went out to eat at Buckaroo's, or they either just stopped because it didn't seem like they were there long enough. Can you imagine taking those photos with Alex and Lori and JJ and Tylee, knowing that Tylee wasn't going to be living the next day, and Lori's smiling, and she looked gross. I hate to say it. She looked pathetic. She looked as deviant of an act that they were going to perform is as deviant as she looked in that photo at Yellowstone. Nothing bad here about Charles. They cannot say anything bad. Good. Good, Cat. I'm glad, because I don't really want to hear anything. Yes, she is a deviant, John. It's very, very sad. No, it's just sad that how can you take a picture? She had like a hoodie on, and she had a smile, but it wasn't like a real smile. It was kind of a weird smile, knowing that her daughter wasn't going to be living the next day. Alex taking pictures of himself, knowing that he's going to be partaking with the murder and burial of his niece. Yes, she looked so creepy. Yes, Manuela, it was very creepy, that smile. It was like she was telling us. And there's that one picture of Tylee at Yellowstone, and you could see the fright in her eyes. She knew something was up. I swear to God, she knew something was up. Oh, great, Suzanne. You're saying that I don't know if he is, because he when he died, I believe he was living in Texas. And like I said, in the letter type news report that I just read from Idaho News, East Idaho News, it said that he was cremated. Yeah, she is the Grim Reaper. You're right, Kimberly. Wasn't that a weird picture of her? Crystal, someone said that Melanie Gibb had said that two of her children were zombies. That Melanie Pulowski labeled two of her own kids as zombies. Yeah, he was cremated too, right, Lisa? So Charles Vallow was cremated and Alex was cremated. If Bambi says probably Crystal and for life insurance money too. Tyler was way smarter than Lori gave her credit for it. Yes. Rebel Rose said they kept 6 tissues. Oh, from Alex, and then they cremated him. Have we heard the result, Sarah, on the second autopsy of Alex? Oh, you're right, Shanann. You're right. When did LDS become big into cremation? Chad's when neighbors across the red barn is his own daughter, but his children didn't die. They're part of the cult. Oh, Alex wasn't cremated? I thought, oh, oh, okay. I thought he had been. The only zombified souls in this tale of evil and control are the dead souls of Lori, Chad, and everyone else who's like them. Yeah, Manuela. Yeah, they're the true zombies. And the difference is their dark spirit stays in them forever. No matter if they're dead or alive, the dark spirit stays with them. Kathy Korup says, I wonder if Zulema will have to testify. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how she's connected, Kathy, though, because she came into the picture so quick, so fast and furious, and then he was dead. That's what Lisa says. It must be some kind of blood sacrifice. Oh no. Yeah, I read that she was like in South America. Yes. I read that too, Jenny, but I don't know where I saw it and I don't know what it's based on. She knew they were dead, Anthony. It was all a ruse. Her getting on those TV stations, it was all a ruse to make us think they are sweet angels. She knew they were dead. She didn't see them for 2 months. Yeah, who knows why we haven't heard from Zulema. Yeah. Atar says Chad and Lori will bring 144,000 from their jail. I know they're going to be building a lot of portals. Every cell's going to need a portal now. Bambi says, it would not surprise me. Lori very well could have had life insurance on Alex along with a lot of other people. Oh, yeah, 100%. Come on, Sarah, I didn't hear that. The mother's, Janice Cox said she talked to JJ November 2nd. I knew that she said she talked to him October 1. I hadn't heard November 2nd. She's just a liar. Yes, Anthony, they should not have a baby. Her mother also said she talked to JJ on November 2nd when he was dead in Chad's backyard. Wow. I did not hear that. Yeah, but Anthony, the Manson family didn't kill their own children. This puts us in a totally different stratosphere than the Manson family. They did not kill their own children. Lori was strutting herself around in Hawaii, enjoying herself, dancing on the beach, when she knew where her children were. She didn't show up for her January 30th deadline. She was supposed to show up and show someone where those kids were. Melanie Pulowski's a big liar. She knew the kids were dead, and she didn't care. She didn't care about them. Yeah, Bambi, I don't pay attention to the spelling because mine does it, and mine writes bad words sometimes. Like it writes bad words, and I send it thinking it said what I said. And nope, I sent it with bad words. Yes, thank you, Kimberly Cole. She said Manson didn't kill for money either. I gotta read what DJ had said. He said he was in school the 23rd. He died 9/23. She died on 9/8. David McKay, who shared Alex's birthday as his death day. Alex was 4 years old, and his birthday was dead, Prophet Day. Big day in Mormon house. DJ knows all of the vital dates of people that are significant in the Mormon religion. I don't know anything about it. Everything Laurie was doing against Charles, he blames Charles of doing. Yes, and Charles trying to do is to protect the children. Yes, and Manson did spend his whole life in prison, God bless. He did have a child that the child's come on and done some YouTube video, looks just like him. Melanie G is lying too. She knows everything. She had to have been partying to this killing of the children. And his name will be Mike. I don't know who Mike is. Oh, my Mike? My Mike in jail, his new boyfriend? Oh, great, Christine Brioso. Thank you. If someone took my children or grandkids' life, they'd learn how to do the bullet dance. Yep. Sarah Adams says, Melanie Gibb is not lying. Yeah, and we said it before when we'll keep saying it. Melanie Gibb got caught up into something that she shouldn't have gotten caught up in, my opinion. Melanie Gibb made a lot of mistakes in hindsight, but we need Melanie Gibb. She is the ticket to nail their you-know-what. So whether we like her or not, whether we think she is the best or the worst person in the world, it really doesn't matter. We need her. We need her. And I also feel that for Zach Cox. I've said that too. Yes, Kimberly, I do agree with you. I wish she had come forward sooner. I wish she had our kind of thinking, but she didn't. DJ says, on Alex's 4th birthday, the Mormon prophet McKay died at 118. Alex killed Tali on that prophet's birthday, 98. Chad had Alex's birthday backwards, as his birthday is 8/11. 8/11. Also, McKay death day, 118 versus, yep. She was taken advantage of. Yes, Melanie Gibb is the key to getting there. You know what's nailed. There may be a lot of Melanie G is not saying until the court cases. Yes, I believe she's been schooled highly. Manuela says, this is also my opinion. Melanie Gibb knew a lot, but didn't act on what she knew as quickly as she should have. Yet she's the most important witness for the prosecution, and we're grateful, and we need her. And we need her. And no one says you have to like her. No one says that, but we do need her. I know, Anthony. The two children in the picture is actually the picture with the man that murdered both of them. But I believe Lori was part of it. I don't believe it was just Alex. I think Lori is as cold as they come. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that. That's inappropriate. What's inappropriate? Do you guys wonder when Alex was carrying JJ over his shoulder that he was already gone? I know, huh, Crystal? Yeah, that's eerie. Possibly she felt threatened as well. Yes. I know, Anthony. It was the last picture. Yeah, Kat. Zach is a kid, and it must be very scary knowing that all of his family, in one form or another, was involved in taking out all of these people. Melanie's his cousin, Lori's his aunt. His grandmother Janice is protecting Lori, lying for Lori. Summer's just a cult member through and through. She looks like a wicked witch. That tells it all. Yeah, Drowsy Doll doesn't think JJ was sleeping. Yep. Yep. Could be. He could have been murdered. No, Lori, Chad, and at least Alex were involved in the plot to get rid of the children and possibly Brandon, Charles, and maybe even Tammy. The whole truth will come out soon enough. It can't come out soon enough. I want it all done tomorrow, Manuela. Yes, Melanie G is a Stepford cult member, Lisa Henderson. There's no question. Yeah. I haven't gotten in, Sarah, I haven't gotten into Julie Rowe enough to understand her inner makings. I haven't really paid attention to her. No, Kendra says, I think she was dismembered and then burned. I think they scattered her. That's why not all of her was buried. Yes, Lori, Kimberly Kolb says Lori is the stronger one and has no issue with killing. Oh, I see it. I see it, Kimberly, in her face. In her face, she's cold blooded. You're welcome, Crystal. Sarah Adams, I'm the one that called her a blank from Toronto, Canada. Sedora says. They're not people trying to cover up their tracks. You cremate bodies, they can't get the DNA. Right. I don't know what this inappropriate is. No Botox for Lori in jail. Sarah from Canada. Oh, I get it. The word. It's sad that so many people have lost their lives. Said is a troll. Who said? I can do something about it, right? Someone's a troll. Give me the name. Oh, I know you're not a troll, Sarah Adams. Who's the troll? SDID is a troll with nasty language. SDID. Huh. I know. Poor Colby. To see his mother like that, it's unbelievable. His baby not getting to have that auntie and uncle. Right. Zulema was part of the group. She was in court date with Melanie before Melanie was divorced, before Alex and Melanie remarried people. And it was a group of women with Melanie. I saw that, Anthony, and guess who else was in that group? Summer Shiftlet. I saw her in a video. Yes. I didn't know that was Zulema. I don't have a clear picture of what Zulema looks like. Yes, Sarah Adams, he is a baby. Colby is still a baby. No, Sedora 5 has been in here before. Sedora 5 has, see if they sure can get DNA from the cremated remains. Yeah, no. Oh my God, you were so right, Anthony. I just remembered that. That's what it's showing through their beliefs with compared to people in church of the firstborn What? What am I missing? The firstborn sacrifices? Yes, yes, Manuela. I remember that Kelsey was rated dark by Lori and Chad. Colby's wife, Kelsey. Yes, and I thought JJ had been too originally, Sarah. He was light. Yes, Lisa Henderson. We're such a minority talking about this online, and there's got to be so many more people. Becky Sue, that's what troll is. Becky Sue, what do you mean that's what troll is? There are more that, and then Teresa says, there are more. That guy Hector. Oh, yes. Is Hector the one that's Chad's good friend and says he's not gonna turn his back on Chad? Yes, Lisa Henderson. I believe that all the witnesses are in some type of danger. And with people like Melanie Pulowski and Summer Shiftlet out there to, collect the people. Yeah, they talked a few times, November and October, but it's kind of funny. They murdered JJ wait before they talked to him. Yeah, guys, give me an idea. Why did she murder her own biological child first? I know this is a crazy question because she ended up murdering them both, but wouldn't you think that she would have murdered her unbiological child first and then maybe Tylee? But no, she murders her biological child first. There is a reason. Tylee had to have known. Yes, yes, I knew Tylee was dark from that rating system, the rating chart. Oh, and do you remember Melanie Pulowski going on about how it was Charles that had the paperwork? Not that it was Chad's paperwork, that Chad had written it. She, on Dateline or on East Idaho News, she was implying that Charles came over to my house when I lived with Brandon and he brought the light and dark chart with him. So her implication was her real savvy, cunning way was to try to make us think that Charles was spreading the dark and the light and not Chad. Did anyone else catch that? Yes. Drowsy doll, to stop Tylee from talking. You're 100% right. No, Suzanne, that's so sad. Suzanne A says Tylee was Lori's cash cow and she was going to age out. What are they on, Sarah? Tylee wanted to get into law enforcement. I'm sure she was very outspoken. I think they sexually molested Tylee, and that's why they had to kill Tylee first, and Lori didn't believe Tylee. Oh my God. Yes, Kat, the kind of movies I wouldn't watch. The kind of movies I'd turn off once they got really scary, or I'd walk out of a room. During scary parts, I'll get up and walk out of a room. If a group of people, Kat, you're really saying it. It's like it's a real life. This time, it's not a scary movie. I know, huh, Sarah? Sociopath meets the psychopath. Oh my God, a 2020 love story. Yes, Crystal, Tylee had a lot to tell. No, I don't like that when people, that turns me off when people say they're bad teenagers. I agree with you, Manuela. She was just a normal teenager, not a problem child. They're all need a lot of support. And that's what, how can they give to someone? They don't know how to give to someone. Sarah says all teenagers are bad. Yeah, they all have their issues and you need to support them. They need to feel supported. Yeah, thank you guys. I'm with 75 people right now. I don't even know oh, it's 11:21. Tally would have fought too hard to let them hurt her little brother. It was just convenience. Yes. It's heartbreaking to see Charles talking helplessly with the police, and he didn't get the helps that he needed. Yes, that's. Oh, then let's talk about that. Hey, you just brought up something really good, Atos. Let's talk about that on the Charles Vallow Day, about Charles being helpless and he couldn't get the supports. Yeah, they make those narcissistic mothers are so jealous of their daughters. I mean, you got to remember, Lori was after living forever. She never wanted to grow old. And when she saw her beautiful budding daughter, she had to shame her awfully. She really abused her. Yes, she did. Yes, Lisa. Yes, she was never a good mother. Never in a day. That's why would a judge order her to have a video in their house if the judge thought Lori was a good mother? Night, Sarah. Thank you for coming, Sarah. Aldo Cat. Yes, I'm sure Lori had issues with Tylee's image as she was so shallow. Yes, 100%. Very jealous of Tylee, like all narcissistic mothers are. They can't stand their daughters because they're so much younger. There are many Mormons in and around that jurisdiction. Not all, but Lori played them like a fiddle in Arizona. Right, exactly. I didn't realize that Phoenix, Arizona was, I had no idea. Yes, Manuela. Charles did everything he could and he was mocked and ignored by the police and the protection agencies. Yes, Shannon, they do need to hear fathers. They need to listen. Yeah, Drowsy Doll says, sweet dreams, Sarah. Sarah's in Oregon. She's going to sleep early. What time is it there? 10, 9, 8:30, Sarah Adams, and you're going to sleep? Good night, Sarah. Yes, and she always will be. Crystal, your daughter will always be beautiful inside and out, and and yes, you'll be the mother and the grandmother. You're not going to be a teenager or a young adult like her, and that's the way it is. And they have the spotlight. They're the youth. Yeah, Susan A. Yeah, she must have really did stuff to make herself look better when she was on the outside. Yes, Kendra Baumgarten, that's what we have talked about, domestic violence against men and how they're ignored. Yeah, when they showed her Eldo Cat, when they showed her picture, the jailhouse picture, like her inmate number picture, I thought it was her mother. I argued with someone. I said, that's not Lori, that's her mother. So I got a list going here. Anyone else have anything that we can do on July 11th to celebrate Charles Vallow Day. As I said before, guys, I really wanted to officiate it by having something, even if it was like a proclamation in Phoenix, Arizona, where the mayor read a proclamation or something about how good of a man Charles was. But how can you ask a public official when they think, or the paperwork makes it seem like he was the bad guy and Alex was the good guy? Yes, it is a blessing to be a grandma. Yeah, she's very ugly inside. There's no question. No question whatsoever. And that's all it's about, is their inside. I know, Crystal. What an actress, huh? Crystal says, I agree. Lori totally blinded the cops with beauty and convinced them that she wasn't into the cult, zombie, end of the world stuff. She lied. Oh, yeah, it was a performance. It was a performance. And you can tell that she's used to it. In that interview, you could tell that she has that dual side to her personality. There's that duality. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Talk about how Charles was a great father. I do have that up. We're going to say the words that Tylee said, that he's a stand up guy. Yeah, Gib had said Gib had said that she ran into Jason on the way to the police station, and he was the one that gave all the advice for what Lori should do, that Lori should take out a restraining order on Charles, that Lori should um, uh, make a charge against him for stealing the purse, all that stuff. Now, how do you just drive down a street in Phoenix and you run into Jason Moe? I didn't get that. I thought that might have been a lie myself. Oh, I love that one, Kathy. Pretty is as pretty does. Oh, I love that. I gotta write that down. And that is so true. They told her how to get away from the mental health check. Yes, Katie Lawton. Yes, I believe they schooled her. And I bet I've said this before in other lives. I bet you 10 to 1 the cops called over from Gilbert PD and told the mental health worker that was going to do an intake with her, an intake assessment, and told her that they had been with her and she's fine. That it was all Charles. I can hear it being done. They do this all the time. Yes. We're calling them not preparing the people, we're calling them preparing a nutcase. They told her how to get away from the mental health check. I can't take it. I could read that all night, Katie, because Yes, I believe they prepared her 100%. And by that, as you're saying, Charles didn't have a chance. He wanted her to have a 72-hour evaluation where they might have been able to pull out some of her delusional thoughts and helped her. We can all put a rose when we log in for Child's Day. Oh, that's a good one. That's a nice one. I got that written down. The chat's going. Right, Crystal. That's good. She can't have it both ways. She can't act mental in court and then, come off that she's a victim. Yes, they're not trading it, Jenny. They're not trained in knowing mental health issues. Yes, Mary LaSour, it happens every day. Men, we never hear the stories. Believe me, we do not. We hear this one because it's so bizarre, but we don't hear the non-bizarre stories that happen to men every day. Good men, good fathers. It would be really amazing if we could all talk to our mayors, write to the governors, whoever, to make the 11th for dads in memory of Charles. I know I wanted that, but I'm afraid because his disposition, he isn't deemed the victim. In the law, in the eyes of the law, thus far, he is deemed the perpetrator. So, how can we ask a governor or a mayor or any public official to deem it Charles Vallow's? This is this is where we're at. How can we ask for a Charles Vallow Day when he's deemed the perpetrator of a crime? Even in death, he's getting double whammo. Even in death, he's got their reverse psychology working on him. Yes. Yes. All of their treatment helped getting him killed, Lisa. Yeah, but Bambi, they didn't screen her long enough. 50 to an hour and a half, 50 minutes to an hour and a half isn't long enough to screen someone. Unless they're like schizophrenic delusional and talking in word salads and stuff. But she wasn't. It's a different kind of problem. Yeah, worried. Yeah, warriors. Oh, they're warriors, all right. I hate that even word. They're warriors against their own children. Yeah, but Melanie P. Kathy hasn't asked for help. She hasn't. Charles was actually asking for help. Melanie Pulowski has not asked for help. She's done, to the contrary, she's done the opposite. She says she lives in the perfect world. That's much different than Charles was saying. Charles was saying, my world isn't perfect. I believe I'm in danger. I believe my children are in danger. Melanie Plowski is saying, my world is perfect. Leave me alone. I don't know. Brainwashing, Suzanne. There are places in this world where if it is mostly Mormon, then it will be completely controlled by Mormons, no matter what. Yeah, I heard there's at least 16,000, if not 17,000 Mormons. Yes, Lori's Lies has done a lot. And now this is going to be her grand finale. This is going to be that courtroom. She's going to be on stage again. And, it pees me off that she gets to wear the mask because I want to see her expressions. Yes, they needed a lot more time with her. That's why Charles didn't ask for an assessment. He asked for a 72-hour evaluation. It's rigorous. It it delves deep into your psychological state. It's not a quick assessment of you. Oh, Melanie P. G. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe Melanie Gibb thought she would be believed. They didn't believe Charles. Oh, I see what you're saying, Kathy. Oh, I get it. Yes. Yes. She saw what happened to Charles, so she got her pants scared off from her. Of course. They let her go. The intaker let her go, Eldo Cat. We don't know why. We don't know why. No one I know knows why they let her go. I know. Of course, it sounded crazy. Yes, Suzanne. We must do better. Too many agencies failed Charles, thereby failed the kids. I know, Manuela. I could try calling. I could try calling the mayor's office. I wanted at least to to give him some dignity, but where he is considered the defendant and Alex was the victim. I know Venus Rising. You're right. Venus got a good point. The masked stuff needs to go. They need to see her smirking. They just want to deal with. They can't do anything about Charles and the kids and Tammy because they're all dead. So they just want to deal with Lori and Chad to start. And as soon as they get them nailed, then they'll work on the other people. That is my idea, that they are not done. They needed a conduit into Chad and Lori. They have one right now. They got them in jail. And I believe those murder charges will be coming any day soon. Oh, yeah, and she talks in that little, I can't even do it. She talks in that little voice. She talks like a child. I believe the Arizona law enforcement. Yes, but it's still on paper, Charles. I know they believe Athea, but the problem is on paper it looks like he's the bad guy. I'm gonna shut my peepers and try to go to sleepers. Enjoy spending time with you and all the Graham loving family fans. Sweet dreams. Good night, drowsy doll. Yes. Go for all Lori's exes and maybe her sister. We can try. I will try it. I'll call them. Who do you want me to call? Who do you want me to email? I'll try them. I was thinking. I don't know what kind of. If it's a mayor, I was going to try the mayor of Phoenix. I'll see who the Gilbert, Arizona. That's where he died, right? See who's if it's a town manager. I know. I think Mark Means told her to wipe her eye the other day. She just didn't know how to do it. She doesn't know what crying means. Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that a lot, guys. I've seen narcissists who can't cry. They just can't cry. Yes, night, Manuela. Yes, that's a very important point. The jury needs to see her expressions. Oh, what a great idea. Brandon Boudreau. Oh, sweet dreams to you, Jennifer, from Western Australia. Is that Perth? Is that the Perth area? Just out of curiosity. I read the I can't even say it, In Excess book just to hear about their travels across the country. I didn't even know who In Excess were. Everyone's saying good night, then I'm going to say good night. Yes. And Katie, now he's got to abandon her. Now he's got to find the strength to abandon his mother. Lisa says, I'm still up. Yes, Alpha. I don't know how to say it. Alpha. Brandon was nearly knocked off by. I know. Did you see where the bullet? You saw the glass all broken. It was by inches, he said. Say Aletha. Aletha? Oh, that's Aletha. 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 Oh, I'll never remember it. Don't count on me, but I'll try. Aletha. Somebody was driving, not Alex. Oh, of course. Good night, says Crystal to Cheryl. Good night, Cheryl. Yes, Kat, they speak like little girls. It's crazy. I've never heard grown women speak in these little girls' voices. I can't even mimic them. It's 11:45. Same with me. I'm on the East Coast. Here I was saying goodnight to those who are off to bed. Perth, us, the capital of Western Australia. I live in southwest of the state. Oh, I heard a lot of stories about Perth. Then you know the tall poppy order, right? Something that Lori doesn't know. Oh, Tyson Draper, I like him. Venus Rising. Zulema called cops on him. Oh, where was Zulema? This is a new video, Venus Rising. So that means Zulema is around. I know, Disney characters, not grown women. No, no one heard Kathy Korup. No one heard what happened. I heard that court date had nothing to do with child custody. I heard it had to do with something with the attorneys. Now, I could be wrong. Oh, I see. Oh, he chased her somewhere. I love him. He's like major stalker. Yeah, same with me. Aletha. I heard that she was in Chile too. Oh, so it was in Arizona? He was in Arizona? Brandon also thought it was a paint gun, which is the same thing. Yes, because they had a silencer on it. That's what I have heard. I know nothing about guns, but I have heard that a silencer will look like a paint gun. But of course, people, even Tammy thought it was a great band. Yeah, I didn't know them. They came in after. I was before In Excess. They were an 80s band, and I wasn't, into music like that in the 80s. So I didn't know them, but I read their book. And I got a treat knowing about the country because they drove across the country. Yeah, it was a homemade silencer, Suzanne says. Wow, I didn't know that. Tyson is determined to get the scoop. Lee. Oh, now she's teaching me different. Lease. I'll be saying a different word altogether. Aletha. Oh, I get it. So say the A like Aletha. It's a very pretty name, Aletha. Now you've really messed me up. I've gone from Aletha to Aletha. Aletha. Thanks. Aletha. And then now phonetically, yeah, it's a very pretty name, Aletha. What type of name? Where is that from, Aletha? Like, and Aletha, how do you say your last name? Tingy? Tylee had to go first because if JJ gone first, Tylee will be. Oh, you are right. Oh, you're right. She had been calling him she would have been calling JJ at Graham and Kay's because Lori was saying JJ was at Kay's. So she couldn't have told the story. See? It's unbelievable how terrible Lori is. The God Squad. Yes, you're right, Lisa Henderson. Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, because it looked like Athena almost. I was thinking Athena when I saw your name. Oh, I see. I'll, I'll, I gotta look at how I wrote it. Alith, Aletha. I believe, Christine says, I believe Lori was the brains in this operation. I feel like it was all her idea. Yes, 100%. I do too. Alex did all the killing and dismembering, and Chad Dumbbell did all the burying and burning. Yep, you got it. I think so too. Yeah, I just couldn't understand it. You kill your biological kid. I mean, killing any kid, but you kill your biological. She bore her. She gave birth to her. She was pregnant with her. Oh, that's nice. What time is it there, Jennifer? What time of day is it? Poor JJ wondering where Tylee was and why his support dog was gone. Oh, it is. It's the Cox Enterprise, the murderers. Well, guys, it's almost 11 p.m. in Wisconsin. Yeah, it's midnight here in Florida. But what about where Jenny is in Australia? What time? Oh, it's 11:50. Oh, a.m. So it's close to noontime in Australia. I know, huh, Lisa? I thought the same. She doesn't need food, though. Don't you know that? Goddesses don't need food. That's what I heard. Oh, full moon. I got lightning here. Oh, exactly 12 hours. West Malaysia. Wow. Wow. Is it the same time there in West Malaysia? Yes, Christine. I heard that she was very much a parent to JJ, more than Lori. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Salt Lake City. I know, Kat. That they gave him a hard time. Melanie says, I'm not even sure if it even happened. Oh, his whole side of his window's busted out. What's he gonna do? Bust out his own window? Sad that they are actually believe they are talking to elders on the other side of the veil. It's demonic. Yeah, Chad thinks he can look at people and talk to people over on that side and then talk to us too and then be the translator between the two sides of the veil. I wonder. You're right. I doubt they did, Jenny, find the gun because it must have been Alex's. He was a. Did anyone see the video of him and Adam Cox at the shooting range, an inside shooting range? And Adam said, "My brother's an expert gun person." Yes, Aletha saw it. You should listen to Warren Jeffs and his woman. Same voice. Oh, yeah. The women all have the same voices. Charlatan. Yeah. Chad's a charlatan. Yes, Kat. That's what I'm saying. The mafia would be freaked right out. They'd be like, oh my God. Well, guys, I think I'm going to hit the hay. It's a couple of minutes before midnight. And it's almost 4th of July. I wonder if there's going to be any fireworks right at midnight here. Yeah, I'm getting to be scared of religion right now. Has anyone else gotten a little scared of religion right now? Thank you, John, for being here. Yeah, because of what they've done and because of the brainwashing, seemingly brainwashing involved in these people and their weird beliefs, it's made me scared of all religions, not just LDS, no, FLDS or any of that. You're welcome, everyone. No, I'm not saying God, I'm just saying religions, meaning I'm scared that other things like this isn't going on in other religions. But, anyways, as I always say, oh, it's midnight. It's 4th of July, guys. Happy 4th of July. And yes, thank you for hanging out with me. And you guys have a good night. I got some good ideas going, and we'll work on them. Does anyone know offhand when the 11th is by any chance? What date? So if tomorrow's the 4th, add 7 days. So it'll be next Saturday. Yes, he got killed on a Friday. They killed him on a Friday. So the 11th will be Charles Vallow Day. In the meantime, you guys stay safe and watch out for all the ugly. You know what I always say. Happy 4th. God bless everyone.
leave all kids alone. All in all, it's just another lie beyond the veil. All in all, it's just another lie beyond the veil. We don't need no cult religion. We don't need chance thought control. No dark ratings are upon us. Chad, Lori, leave all kids alone. Hey Chad, Lori, leave all kids alone. All in all, it's just another lie beyond the veil. All in all, it's just